Yes, y'all. Welcome to the corner of advice. Let me, boy, B. Got a few things we're gonna go over tonight. It ain't gonna take you long. Ain't gonna take up all your time either. You know y'all love me. Get on and get off and say all I got to say. I love y'all too. You know what I'm saying? It's a wonderful world out here if you let it be. And we're gonna jump right into it. I was talking to somebody the other day. We was talking about friendships and you know the friends you keep and all that. And it drew me to this one quote that maybe it's not a quote per se. It's more like a saying. Says the older you get, or per se, as you get older, you realize the quality of people in your life is more important than the quantity of people that you have in your life. Quality, the quality of people is more important than the quantity. And that is so long ways to go. And man, if I wish I knew that I had that kind of energy to think about it like that and look at it in that way. I think I would have surrounded myself with maybe lawyers or some shit, man, some Bill Gates, those type of people. I would probably have to seek them out just to, be around them. Instead of having the only time you get around a successful person like a doctor or something is when you sick and you got you got to go see him. You have no choice but to be around him then, or a lawyer when you need one when you're in trouble. You know what I mean? And so I grew up. I know a lot of people. People know me. We have a big family. So, and it's a lot of people. But what about the quality of those people? You know, what are those people? What are their qualities? Kind of, sort of. Not to be judgmental about anybody. That's not what this is about. It's the older you get, though. It's the older you get, you realize the quality of people that you have in your life are more important than the quantity of people that you have in your life. And that can go a long way, and it can help you cultivate yourself into being somebody along the lines of that. You know what I'm saying? They also say, if you tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. Kind of saying. Yeah, these things can be found to be true. Can be totally found to be true. I mean, not always and not in every fashion, per se, because I could hang around, let's say, a lot of people who like to fish, but I don't know how to fish. So would I be a fisherman? Well, I guess you could say that, but they are the fishermen, but I'm not. But they are my friends, and they like to fish. But eventually, I'm gonna grab a fishing pole and go fishing. Eventually, that is so true. And it's the quality of the people that you have in your life. And I would like to characterize myself as a quality person. I would like to have somebody look at me and be like, you know, it's a good guy. I don't mind hanging with him. He's not such a bad person to be around. In that fashion. You know what I'm saying? And that goes a long way. That goes a long way, a very long way. And because you never know what about that person that you could use. You never know what they may come up with out of their mouth to help you in what way. You know, and a lot of times it's ego. You got to deal with people's egos, and especially a person who call themselves or believe that they are well established. You know, we are interested in others when they are interested in us. Well, let me say that again. We're interested in others when they are interested in us. And that goes right along line the quantity characters or quality characters that you keep around you. Yeah, we're gonna get right into it. I said that I'm digging into it right away. And welcome to the Corner of Advice, man. I hope everybody's out there is living their best life and taking their time to claim their moment and keeping your family safe and everybody's heads is above water and doing their best. And that's the best what we can do in this life. And it's our best. And that's what, we should be promoting for our brother, man, and the people next door to us and the people at work and the people we surround ourselves with who we call friends. We should be wanting them to be doing the best, and we should help them do the best if we can. And if it's not monetary gain or we don't have nothing like to put in their pocket, maybe we could put something in their heart, put something in their minds to motivate them, because a lot of times people we hang around are they're seeking something. you know you could sit around somebody sometime long enough and they'll tell you, hey man, I'm going through this and I'm having this situation and that situation, and they hang around you not just to dump on you. Maybe you can offer them something, or even if you are there around for them to just go ahead and dump on you, that counts as well. I mean, because a person that can listen way more important than let me just say it. I ain't gonna bite my tongue about it. It's way more important than a person that can talk to you. Because we all need somebody that we could say, hey, Wall, I got this going on, you know, and you just give it all to the wall, and that wall becomes a very important wall to you at some point, because it's only listening to you. It's not saying, it's not judgmental. It's just absorbing what you're giving, and a lot of times people just need to relax and relate and release. That is very important, especially with somebody who's going through something. It is. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about some things today. And man, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it, how I feel about it. The world is going the same way. It is not even trying to change. But I think we, the people, have to make this thing change. We have to make it change little by little, understanding by understanding. We can't pour fuel to the fire, and there's a lot of fires burning. Only thing we can do is use our voices. We can't say that's the only thing. We have abilities to either pour monetary gain into it, or we can um, physically get involved, or we can use our power of our mind and voice. Those key aspects of it that we need to practice. And I like to say this here all the time: meditation with ourselves. We have to be quiet to ourselves. Taking in, I mean, as a conscious person, you have to stand back and you have to look at the things that are affecting the world. And if it is affecting the world and you have to be able to say something about it, because the things that are going on in Gaza, when that stuff first happened, bro, it hit me to my core, because I knew that these people only were hitting people, were throwing rocks, and these people being subjected to bombings, kids, and they had a whole establishment prior to this one guy going over there bombing him and killing him and pushing him further back to the, he's trying to wash him up into the river, and it's still continuing to this day. And they pushing him further back, put a line, you push him back, put a line, push him back, put a line, starve him, don't give him anything, push him back, put a line, bomb, kill some more, be quiet, don't do nothing, let them, you minimize them enough, and then they're weak, they don't have no fighting power. You're doing that. You're trying to kill a race of people. That's genocide. You're just doing things that are unnecessary. Yeah, and I hope the war crimes do succeed. Murphy's Law. The first thing is called Murphy's Law, and they say it fear. Now, if you fear something, uh, it's more likely it's going to occur because your energy is attracted to your fear. And don't be afraid of failure because failure is a part of success. And I'm not saying that in the contrast of the Murphy's Law, but you have to take an accountability that you may fail and don't be afraid to fail. Mm? You still have to be able to get out there and still have to want to be able to get out there and challenge yourself per your dreams, per your challenge. Challenge yourself. Don't be afraid. I mean, man, I put my kids on skates and they stand in one spot. No, get out there. And now they could skate. One of my kids could skate, but they wasn't born skating. They had to learn. And that's one of the things is the fear of it. And if you consume that fear, then you will never get out and challenge yourself. You will never be able to do that. You get out there and they say you got to face your fear. It's something it's more likely will occur because fear is a magnet. You got to focus more, on and move towards what you want, despite the fear, despite fear. You know, And I'm gonna say that. And there's this thing that's going on. We can't be afraid to call a duck a duck. Now, uh, moving right along, we're gonna go into this thing with this total uh we will continue to call a duck a duck. Angel Reese was called out by the head coach of the Toronto um, Temple. The coach called her a protected species. Yeah, yeah, called her protected species. And I'm like, what is a protected species? Yeah, they calling for her resignation or her firing. Sandra Brandello, yeah, excuse me, of the Toronto Tempo. They calling for her to be kicked off the shot. You know what I mean? You can't, just for that act. And she did apologize. Sandra did, and she was speaking about Angel Reese, and she said that she apologized, and you know that's all to be accepted. That's what they do. They say it and want to hide their hand through an apology, but you're speaking your heart. Why would you even have that kind of statement or have that phrase protected species? How would you have that programmed into your mental Rolodex, or did you just automatically blur it out? That's even worse. Yeah. So you can't have that kind of ideology already built in your head, and you go home and you kicking your baskets and kicking your walls and shit. These goddamn protected species. I hate these motherfuckers. They always want this and they and it run it over. What? Really? Hmm. Hmm. And we gotta watch out for shit like that. The enemy soon will show his hand. He always does. It will soon come out. And I'm not calling her racist. This may be one of those heated moments, and she probably didn't know what the hell she was saying, but you did say it. From the heart, the mouth speaks abundantly. You didn't know what the hell you was coming out of your heart, and it came out your mouth. hmm But what is a protected species? What the fuck is that? And saying to Angel Reese because of a foul, 3 minutes damn near to the game ends. What is a protected species? I have no idea. I'm gonna need if y'all know, write in the comments or whatever. How could that be relevant to Angel Reese or any person? Man, she could say it to a Mexican. She could have said it to a white person. What the fuck is that? No, but she said it because of the foul to Angel Reese committed the foul. Yeah, okay, moving right along. Moving right along. Mm-hmm. And welcome everybody to the Corner of Advice. And let me read one of these quick quotes and let's go ahead and ride out with it because that's what we do here. It's about capitalism. It's a capitalism. The man who makes an appearance in the business world versus the man who creates personal interests is the man who gets ahead. He will be liked. If you be liked, you will never have to want. Be liked. If you are liked. Liked. Y'all help me dissect that one. If you are liked, you may not never have to want. And that's a lot of that goes a lot of a long way because a lot of people at a lot of jobs, they don't worry about the person who's qualified. They worry about the person who they like, maybe underqualified. You hear me? You may be you may be totally not even capable of completing the tasks at hand, but you are liked though. You like, oh, I like him. We can train, we can work with him. We can work with that. But if you are like, and a lot of people use that their likability to their advantage, and which is nothing wrong with that. There's totally nothing wrong with using your likability to your advantage. And that's one of these quotes, and that's where we're going with that. If you are liked, you can probably make a business deal and somebody say, yeah, I want to do business with that guy. And and a lot of times with being like, you're selling your personality. That works. No bullshit. You have to be able to sell your personality, make yourself liked, make yourself known, make yourself available. And that thing they call fake it till you make it, it's fucking real. It's real. It's very real. You may not have everything at that point. Maybe it's a book or a set of words or some sort of knowledge. If you can keep pushing along, those books and that knowledge and those words will come to you, and then you will have it. Fake it till you make it in this game. That's what these people do all day long. They started a country by stealing, killing, faking it till they make it. You didn't have no army. You didn't have this. You're faking it till you make it. That's how it goes. Hey, moving right along. Welcome to the Corner of Advice. We're gonna go back. We're gonna talk about another law. Uh, we can Kidlin's law. You know, Kidlin's law. It goes as if you have a problem, you should write it down. Write down your problem extensively. What it is, and that you're facing, and what your possible solutions to that problem, then your problem is damn near solved. You hear me? I mean, because your subtleties and all of your problems are in your frontal lobe, right here. They are in your mind. But once you make them live and in paper, you hear me? Live and in paper. How can you do that? Bye, bye, bye. Make them live and on paper, they become more of an existential problem. You can read it and see that, okay, this is where it's at. Instead of it sitting into your head and you just, Oh golly, oh golly, oh golly. Trying to look at that problem and trying to deal with that problem, you know, it becomes something different at the same time. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and keep it going because I know I don't want to take up everybody's time. But before I get into that, I want to go ahead and talk about a current event. This is I'm gonna probably end up closing with this here. Uh Beef. What is beef? Biggie said it. He said beef is when you I can't quote him. It's when it ain't safe to walk the streets. When it ain't you need somebody else to start your Jeep. This guy, Charleston White, came to Houston, Fifth Ward, Texas, and kicked up a bunch of dust at Miss Matthews, Dr. Matthews, event, birthday event, saying some things. I mean, he couldn't control the audience. Maybe they didn't want to hear him, or maybe I don't know. I wasn't there, so I'm just reading the headlines. So what took place? I guess it rubbed him wrong, and he felt the need to say other things and things that maybe it was inside of him. I don't know, maybe, but no one had a way of saying what or being able to debunk what he was saying. He was the only one that had the mic. Nobody said nothing different. Nobody, and then it ended up somebody shooting. Somebody said somebody was shooting at him, shots at him, or it was him shooting outside of the car. Nobody knows. But that's not where I'm going. But the thing is, if you have a beef with a person or a city or a community, and you want to try and help alleviate that, the social media is not the way to go. And you challenging this music mogul Jay Prince to a duel, saying F his mama and if she dead or not, suck his pee pee. Bro, those are words to fight about. I mean, you are talking likes, but you talking to somebody that is very well capable of going to war with you behind your rhetoric. Because you didn't hear nobody else say nothing. You just only talking about the people who was there, and nobody touched you, nobody did anything to you, let you out, and you left. You go on the internet and you say all of these things in a negative way. None positive came out your mouth, and you are picking a fight with somebody that they're not willing to get on this media and try and tackle you. And the way you did that, I'm gonna say, bro, that was the wrong way to do that. If you think them people finna come after you, talking about Charleston White, that is. I don't care whatever Jay Prince did in his life and whatever. Let the laws handle that. You ain't the law. But if you think you trying to chud and go and pick a fight with somebody because you got the laws on your side, dude, that is not the way to go. They're not finna come after you with guns. And if they do, what can you do to stop it? You putting yourself in danger, bro, in way front line of danger. I know you've been roughing them feathers. Some of the things you said are okay. I ain't talking about. I'm talking about in the past. And right now, bro, that ain't it. Ain't that's not even the right thing. That ain't the right way to go, man. If you mad at a crowd of people, bro, that you cannot control, you should have just went ahead and maintained and spoke like you was supposed to be speaking. You was talking about all these white people here and all. Okay, you should have kept your motion and your energy maintaining and doing, keeping your speech positive. And going off on the left hand handle, bro, that is the wrong way to go. And that's all I have to say about that. You get on the mic talking about on the internet talking about fucking nigga mama, whether she dead or not, bruh. Now I know if it was, yeah, but I know some people that they love their mother, and if she's passed away, you have no right to say anything negative to her if it's between me and you. That would bring out an evil part in any person. You hear me? Who knows where your mama at? Even if your mama alive, you don't go after people moms, bro. You don't go after people kids, and you saying Jay Prince did this, he did that. Did he do it to you? Did he do it to your family members? And maybe the nigga is a boss, crime boss. Ooh, that's his shit. Let the people deal with him. And you talking about I'm gonna go send this to the feds. You got paperwork? No, you don't. No, I ain't believe none of that shit. Cause if you did, and if you been feeling that way, you'd have been sent it. But I'm not trying to throw no dog and no fight and none of that shit. But you're doing that the wrong way, bro. Let's move along. Let's talk about Gilbert's Law. Welcome to the Corner of Advice. Gilbert's Law. It say take on a task. Find the best way to achieve it. Charleston, you gotta find a better way of achieving your task, bro. Gilbert's Law, man. If you have, like I said, if you have a beef with somebody, find a better way to achieve it. Don't just go out there and just get the throwing rocks at a whole city, calling out a whole part of a state. You know, everybody is suffering as far as you talking about kids can't read. Hey man, that's a problem with the educational system. I mean, yeah, the parents have something to do with it too, but you're talking about an educational system. And where does that come from? You can't just blurt it out and just think that's okay to say like you dissing the parent and the child. And then the nigga, you going back into slavery. Nigga, yeah, I'll go getting involved. But yeah, Gilbert's Law. Find the best way to attack and approach a task, man. Any task, man, every task, you gotta take ownership of that problem and task. You gotta take ownership of it, man. It's ownership. It's ownership. It's not a position, it's a decision. You always gotta make it, bro. And you gotta choose, make the best decision and take ownership, bro. And don't get to hide your hand in thinking the FBI gonna save you. No, they're not, man. Them people are not gonna save you. Ain't nobody afraid of them people like that, man. You know what I'm saying? The FBI got plenty of goddamn unsolved cases they gotta deal with. Fuck. I think you did it wrong. We got another law. Oh, excuse me. Wilson's Law. Wilson's Law. You got to prioritize knowledge and intelligence. You got to prioritize knowledge and your intelligence. And the more knowledge and the more intelligence you get, the more accessible that you will be able to go and seek out monetary gains, money. If you want a success, and you have to be knowledgeable about how to go and get it. You have to have the intelligence how to apply your knowledge to go and get it. Gilbert's Law. You have to be able to do that. You have to invest your mind and become a little bit more productive about what you've gained, knowledge wise and intelligent wise. You have to be able to obtain that and apply that. And it can goes on, and this can go on and on and on and on with these laws. I'm just giving you just the basics of it, and I wish somebody was here. And they got the Falklands Law. Falklands Law, to me, it's a decision fatigue. You if you have a lot of things to do, and if you don't have to make a decision about that, don't make a decision about it. Forget about it. If it's small and you don't really need to think about that right now, because it'll chew up a lot of CPUs, so to speak, about thinking about the small shit. You think you got to make a decision about that right now. Don't think about it right now. Think about the other things that weigh more than that. You feel me? You if you don't understand, but if you let's say you were about having to go get these socks, you ain't gotta go get these socks, but you know you want those socks, but you think you got to drive all the way out. No, you gotta go that way, but put something else with those socks that'll have you have to go over there, so you can get the socks, you can get the pants, and you get the shirt all at the same time. Don't fatigue yourself with decisions. Decision fatigue, Falklands Law. So that's all I have to say right now. And I love you guys for tuning in. This has been the Corner of Advice. Hey man, stay well, stay strong, stay yourself, and stay out of somebody else's body, and be yourself, because everybody else is already taken. Peace out. Love y'all.